Alrighty, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever stream. My Wi-Fi is doing something, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Sorry if it's a little bit glitchy. We're starting off doing a pro staff like interview kind of thingy as like a series. So we'll go through all the pro staff and interview them. And first off, we have Harley Read, so let's bring him on. How's it going?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just sitting outside enjoying the sun.
Oh yeah. So I guess first off, do you just want to introduce yourself and where you're from and everything?
So I'm a multi-species angler from Dryden, Ontario, Canada. I mainly, fish for big fish, but sometimes we get the little tiny guys in the mix. But
Oh yeah.
it's pretty common. I mean,
Every
I
once in a
normally
while.
fish back lakes, but I've been mainly fishing Eagle Lake lately, um, which is close to home, right? So it's only a 20-minute drive to get to Eagle Lake. So
What's in there? Walleye, muskie.
there's walleye, muskie, lake trout on the west end. If you go farther, like Vermilion Bay area, um, there's bass. Like it varies. Like
Mm.
there's no speckled trouts or anything like that, but from what I hear, there's huge lakers in there.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go fishing for lake trout, but there's none around here really. I think there's a couple in some of the
Oh,
Great Lakes or something, but
well, if you're in the Great Lakes, I guarantee you probably catch some big lake trout, man. Like
yeah.
they get huge.
Yeah, for sure. I used to go on a charter boat all the time with one of my buddies, and like some of the trout and everything we'd pull out of there is crazy.
That'd be insane to
And
go
like
on a
in the
charter
lakes,
trip.
they're
That'd be
just
cool.
full there. Yeah. Before they come into the creeks and stuff when they all turn black. And then they're just it's
Oh
all
yeah,
well,
when
the
they're
trout
black.
don't usually turn that dark, but
Hmm. Well, I got
um
my personal best trout is 31.5 inches.
that's good.
That'd be my
I
personal best. Like it was 8 pounds ish.
mhm. We did I did the Great Ontario Salmon Derby like 2 or 3 years ago now. And I weighed in a 28.50 pound salmon, but it started in fourth place, but it got bumped down to 8. But I ended up getting, I think it was like $600 for it, and then a big net and tackle box.
Nice. That's
So it
awesome.
was, yeah, it was well worth like I think it was like oh, and then there was like a card for some butcher or something that was like $200, had $200 on it.
Nice.
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that
Um,
that that walleye tournament that we went into was just not a good time. We didn't
did you
we
end up
didn't catch
catching a
many
muskie or
walleyes.
something in it?
Yeah, I caught a 40-inch muskie in the walleye tournament and released it. That was the only fish I caught all weekend. Like I caught that on a Saturday, and then going into Sunday, I thought we'd have a better chance of catching walleye, and
Mhm.
we didn't catch anything, man. Like we couldn't even catch a
Sometimes
bull
that's
that day.
just how it is.
Yeah,
They,
I mean,
oh,
we put a we put in a good effort to do so, but we
mhm.
weren't in the right spot at the right time
Yeah,
of the year. So
yeah, for sure. Up at my trailer, Crow Lake, it's so hit or miss for fishing. Like sometimes it's great. Like I caught that for like I think it was we weighed it. It said 4.5 pounds, but the scale could have been off. And I've caught a couple big fish out of there, but it's so like it's not consistent at all.
oh, that was that bass that you caught.
Yeah, it's so scattered, and then like you get it. There's a lot of big sunfish in there, but no one really wants to catch those all the time.
Those are
For
similar to
kids, it
like
would be good.
those would be like a pumpkin seed fish, wouldn't they?
Yeah. You can get like, I mean, you need a lot of them to make a meal out of it, but you can get a lot of like some meat off of them anyways. Apparently they taste pretty good.
Yeah, it'd be the same as crappies.
Yeah.
So
It's
like
really
with a
white.
crappie, instead of slabbing it like a walleye, what I normally do is I go over the dorsal fin and then cut over the rib bones. so you don't have to
Oh, yeah.
deal with any of the ribs or anything.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's a really really weird way to fill it. I find myself because I'm so used to
Mhm.
doing the slab, right, like a whole one piece, and then deboning them, of course. But with
Yeah.
crappies and panfish that way, I would probably recommend not slabbing it. I mean, some people do, but I would
Yeah.
go along the dorsal and cut down towards the over the ribs.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Hmm.
You want to get as much meat off them as you can because there's usually not much. Well, crappie aren't bad, but
What's the limit down there?
I think for a sport license, it's like 52 or something like that. I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure, but it's pretty high. Enough to make a meal out of. How I wrote down a couple questions before just in case, but we can like go off topic and everything too. But what got you into
Yeah.
fishing?
Oh man, I don't know. My dad got me into fishing when I was really young.
Mm,
I probably want to say when I was able to hold old enough to hold a rod is when I started fishing. And lately, just the past couple of years, 3 4 years, I've gotten into it more and more.
yeah.
Like I can't really say that I quit fishing from when I was younger till 4 years ago or whatever, but I never had
Mhm.
the urge to go. And now I'm
Yeah.
just, I'm doing
All the
awesome in
time.
it. I've been written up 3 times in Hooked magazine online
I've
now,
seen
so
that.
which is pretty cool feat. I mean, I never thought I'd be written about, for fishing or anything like that. Um,
Mhm.
being being in the northwestern Ontario, I'm able to connect with so many areas, right? Like I can go,
Mhm.
say I wanted to go trout fishing one day, I could go to 13 different lakes in the wintertime, and summertime it's limited, but I
Yeah.
mean all the fish are there's so much options other than when I lived in Manitoba, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean, there's
it's
tons of
like
options
because
for
I'm from
you.
Bowmanville, Ontario, and there's
Hmm.
just like a couple spots and stuff, but it's not amazing fishing kind of thing. Like it's really you usually get skunk. And
Oh yeah.
then in and around the marinas and stuff, it's pretty good for pike because of like the docks and everything. But it's technically you're not allowed and you can get fined. But sometimes you just try it. I go in there a lot. I caught my 40-inch pike in
Toss
one.
one in there, man.
Yeah.
Toss one in.
Usually they're like nice about it and they just tell you to leave kind of thing. But and then they don't really
Yeah.
recognize you, so you just come back and they're like, "Well, I only got kicked out once."
Oh yeah. Was
Your
that
guy
the
was fine.
picture that's on the website?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I was fighting it on a medium rod with I think it was like 10-pound mono or something. I
Oh
had a
really?
leader on that one, but it was crazy. Fought like a salmon. Just kept going back and forth, and I couldn't do anything really
I
because
would
everyone snapped along.
I would
But yeah.
recommend using like right now I switched over to Berkeley,
Mhm.
Berkeley X9 braid, and on
Okay.
my quantum optics rod that I'm running, I'm using 15-pound braid to 15-pound fluorocarbon, and I put about, I don't know, 13-ish feet of fluorocarbon
Oh
on, and
yeah.
it works great.
Yeah, I tried tying one of those, not the double uni knot or whatever. I looked it up on YouTube and it was not happening.
Well, here, give me a second. I'll go grab my line and I'll show you.
Yeah, okay. I gotta stop my dog from freaking banging a bowl anyways. All right. I was gonna show you guys some stuff. We've got lipless crankbaits in the works. This one just has green on top. But we're starting to do lipless crankbaits. We have a bunch of new soft plastics coming in. I think I posted about them on the Instagram, but I can show you. They're right beside me here. We did a 5-inch go. and then some like Ripper style swim baits. These are them. This guy and this guy. These are both glowing. They actually glow pretty good. Here, I'll show you. Turn off my lights so you can see. But they, it might be because they're, there we go. I don't know if you guys can really tell. The window might be stopping it. But they usually glow pretty good.
So here's what my WD dot looks like.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can see that.
Yep.
Like, but this is what I spooled up yesterday. I did a tutorial on live on Instagram for a couple of guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they were asking me, how do you tie fluorocarbon to braid? So I was like, well, here, I'll show you guys. So I just brought one of my rods out right now. This line's the Berkeley X5, and I don't like it because like it stays flat and it doesn't have the braid through it. Like you can't see the braid. It looks like just a normal line. I don't know if you can see that.
Yep. It's a little blurry, but you can tell.
So what I do is I start with the fluorocarbon first. I'm just trying to find the end here. So what I do is I make a loop.
Yep.
And pinch it off. And then grab your braid. Throw your braid through the loop and bring it back. So it's like this.
Okay.
So how it's like I don't know, can you see it on my hat?
Yeah. You can see it pretty good.
And so you got your loop. And what I do is I normally bring in, that much braid. And I would just start spinning. Like, how you say when you go to make a jig, tie a jig on? That's all I do. I just wrap it, 6, 7 times. Sorry, I'm getting all tangled up here. Yeah, so you wrap it 6, 7 times so you start getting your loops. Or you can do what I normally do and just twist the braid.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll usually spin the loop. But it's not doing that right now, so I'm going to cancel that attempt. So once you get the loops going and you get it wrapped around, I normally just pull it so it's tight, so your tail end is tight. So this is going to my spool of line.
Yeah.
And you bring this end through, and I normally bring it up about, I don't know, can you see that?
Yep.
Where did I go?
Like an inch-ish? Oh, just a little bit?
I bring up about an inch, and I pull it through, just till it's about like that. So you got your loops, you got your tail end, and then you work on the braided part. So as you can see, the braid is through the loop. I tighten the fluorocarbon on the loop, and then I start wrapping the braid. And when you wrap the braid, I usually go about 10 times, just because it's a little bit stronger line. So the braid that I'm using is the Berkeley X5. I don't like it because it frays.
Yeah.
It frays.
A lot of braid does.
So I switched my, the rod that I use in my tournament into a Berkeley X. Did I say X9 or X5? I think it's X5 braid. This is the 9. So this braid, I don't know if you guys can see, it doesn't have the pattern in it. Now, I like this line. It casts smooth, but I just don't like tying things with it because it looks like this and it gets all messy. So once I pull about an inch through, hold it, and then pull it. So you get your cinch knot, and then basically all you do, just tighten her up.
That's not bad at all.
And then, and then you got your braided fluorocarbon
It's
with
a
a
lot
double
easier
uni
than the
knot.
way the other YouTube videos were trying to show me. They said to like take
Yes.
it and put the two lines like this kind of thing, and then make one into a loop, and then you kind of do the same thing on both sides. But it was just, yeah.
Yeah, and they usually lick it or get it wet or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with this, I mean, if you catch bottom, your 15-pound braid's not going to snap. You're just going to stretch.
Yeah, exactly.
This is 8-pound fluoro that I tied on just for demonstration for you guys and for everybody that's watching. And like it's not gonna, I could tug on this all day long and it's not gonna snap. Like it's a
Yeah.
guide showed me how to do it,
Oh, my wife.
and I tried to do it. And the first time I did it so bad that I never wanted to do it again. So when I went out with
Yeah.
him again, I was running a snap swivel, and he's like, "Give me your rod." So he tied it on, and I've never gone back. Like the only time I'll run a leader or a swivel is when I'm fishing, like like huge northerns or something like that, like big wall, like deep water, right? Is when I'll run those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's
Yeah, because then you
super
don't have to worry
simple to
about the
do.
guides or anything.
Yeah, like now that that I know how to tie it, all my winter rods are gonna have braid to floral too. And I got about 30 ice fishing rods,
That's sweet.
so I might do a giveaway here this winter. I'm not sure yet.
You should.
See
Maybe
what
we could do
happens.
something on a stream or like a podcast kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be a good idea for sure.
Yeah.
That was really loud.
Yeah, I'm trying to mute it. Maybe if I can figure it out.
Yeah, so then like normal braid, like the braid that I'm running on my optics, is it snaps so easy, like it clean cuts, but this stuff just frayed.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's why I
I
don't
use
really
a lot of.
that's why I don't really like this.
I've just started using braid more this year. Before I
Oh
just
yeah.
used mono and fluorocarbon, but I did a lot of like what's it called? I forget what I used at first, but it was garbage. Like you couldn't even half the time you couldn't even poke it. Like if you're trying to tie to a swivel or something, like you couldn't get it through because it would
Oh
just
really?
go all across. Yeah. But now I use like Stirline or something because since I'm sponsored by Streamside, I can get it like through their site for cheaper. So I switched to that, and it's actually really good.
Nice. You'll have to send me a link of that on Instagram and I'll check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just using like I go Berkeley to Berkeley, like Berkeley Trilene
Yeah, Berkeley's really good.
is what yeah. That's what I grew up using, so I figured,
Yeah,
might as well stick to it as I'm progressing, right?
for sure. It's like one of the main lines.
Yeah. Actually,
This
I'll show
question kind of goes into your line and stuff, but what's your
yeah.
go-to setup usually, like rod, reel, lure? Obviously, it depends what
So
you're fishing for, but
yeah, so if I'm fishing for walleye, like I use the walleye diver lots, like the one that I got
Mhm.
from you guys. Um, I've been using that lots. I've been using just straight jig and minnow. It varies depending on like the depth of water that I'm fishing, structure wise. But my go-to for sure would definitely be my 7-foot quantum optics. It's a medium
Okay.
action, like medium rod fast action. And I got 15-pound X5 Berkeley braid on it. It's a 200 series reel that came with it. And I'm also running 15-pound Berkeley Trilene. This is 8, which I just tried to use for that demonstration there. But this is my secondary rod. It's a Shimano Solera 7-foot The medium fast, and I only use this
Okay.
rod for when I'm casting for bass and jackfish and stuff like that. Potentially running the bigger lures, just because I feel more confident with this rod than I do my optics. As like it's not my optics isn't as big, so it's kind of like the same diameter as ultralight, and but it that's my go-to walleye rod. This is my favorite one for casting out distance. Tossing around my top water frog, trying to get smallmouth bass. You
Yeah.
know, along those lines. Um, but back to the lures. If I'm fishing deep water, I'm using the walleye diver, the pink and the white walleye diver that I got from you.
Yeah.
Just because I like the action that it has in the water. Like it
Yeah.
kind of looks
It's
like a
pretty cool.
tail dancer, but at the
Mhm.
same time it's a deep diver, which is a
Yeah.
cool combination in my opinion. Um, I get to I got a couple Berkeley, crankbaits that I tend to use sometimes. It all depends on what structure, basically.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't dove into the walleye fishing that much, but mostly I love fishing for them, but I just like the lakes around me and Crow Lake has some walleye, but it's not great kind of thing. They're really overpopulated with pike, so they eat everything,
Oh
and all
yeah.
the fishermen and stuff up
What's
there because it's a pretty big lake.
what's your daily possession of northern pike down there?
Uh, I think it's whatever you want on Crow and like
Oh
that
really?
area, just because there's so many of them everywhere. Yeah. And
Wow.
then walleye is 4 and it has to be between like 14 and 16 inches, I want to say 14, 17 inches,
Yeah, because
something
then your
like that.
slot size would be 18 to 22 and 3/4.
Yeah.
And then are you guys
But
still allowed one over slot?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that.
Oh yeah, so it'd be the same as up here then.
Mhm. For that, I usually use put a split shot. Like it depends what I'm doing, but at the just like fishing with the guys up there and stuff, like the older guys, they usually put like a split shot. I'd say like it depends how deep you're fishing, but like 12 inches up your line, and then just a floating jig head with a leech on it, and it works pretty good.
Spinner baits work really well too.
That's
Like
what I've
inline
heard.
spinners
Yeah.
with that's what I caught that muskie on, was an inline spinner with a leech,
Oh,
and it
really?
just hammered it. Like I thought it was a big northern pike, like to be honest,
Mhm.
when I first seen it, or possibly a big walleye, because I was fishing about 30-foot drop off, just because early spring, so I was casting in shallow and bringing it
Mhm.
out, and but yeah, when that thing hit it, I thought it was a monster walleye, and then I was like, what the hell is this thing? Like I've never seen a muskie in my life, and it was the first
Very
one I've
so
ever
cool.
caught. Like a good buddy of mine fishes muskie all the time. That's who I've been tagging on Instagram there, 54 a bust, Glenn
Mhm.
McDonald, and he's been catching monsters. Like I could only dream to catch, the size of muskies, or as many muskies as he's catching.
Yeah,
And it's
it's crazy.
oh yeah, like just seeing all the posts that he's come up with, right? And don't get me wrong, like I would love to catch, a couple muskies every day. That'd be so cool.
For
Try and beat
sure.
my
So
record,
like
right?
it's crazy because everyone says the fish at 10,000 casts, and there's some guys that hammer like 4 or 5 in a day, or even more than that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that's the crazy
Lake
part.
St. Clair's pretty good. That's
Oh,
what I've
okay.
heard anyway. Yeah, it's like the main one up here, and it's not close. I think it's a couple hours away, but it's
Still
not
closer
bad.
than
Yeah, going way up
it's within
north.
a drive.
Yeah, I want it. I
Yeah,
for the longest, well, I still kind of do. I want to be a fishing guide or something.
yeah, that's what I
That'd be
want to
cool.
be.
Yeah,
That's what I want to be for sure.
fish
That would
is your
be
job
I
basically.
yeah, I mean, I like fishing so much. Like I basically, I'm gonna go fishing tomorrow, just offshore, see what happens, cast around a couple spots. I
Mhm.
was looking at a couple new lakes. If you guys ever have the opportunity to, use Fish Online for in Ontario. It'll show you each zone of Ontario, and it'll break down every lake that's in that zone, and it tells you what fish is in what lake. So that's a really good app to use as well. That's mainly what I use in the wintertime to find my, my secret back lakes, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Um, but I use that, and last year I found this cool splake lake, like when I was catching flakes through the ice. That was actually my
Oh,
first write up in Hooked magazine online, and it was 46 below outside, but I was inside my ice shack, comfier than I am right now. It felt like
yeah.
summer. So
I have a couple. I think I have like 4 or 5 ice rods. I tried to go one year, had no idea what I was using or doing. I was just like no shack or anything, and it was on Rice Lake up in where is that? Kind of not close to Port. It's in like Peterborough area,
okay,
and I mean I don't even know where I was fishing. Like I didn't have a fish finder or anything. This is like as I was just getting into it more and stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get any. I think I had like a bite, but that was it.
Oh yeah, I see a couple comments on here. We will get some Lakers next year, buddy. Andrew Fournier. That's cool how you can see the comments.
We're free.
What was that?
Come on. Oh, I was just saying, come on, because my Wi-Fi is being dumb.
Oh, I
You said
thought that
there's a
might have been
couple
me
comments
freezing
or
up.
something?
Yeah, on it says from
No, I
YouTube.
think it's on my side because we both went black. Oh, I think
We will
that's
get.
my buddy. He's on his friend's account or something.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, he's coming down. He lives in Perth. He's coming down to fish the salmon run in the
Nice.
creeks and stuff. He's
Yeah,
really into fishing.
that's awesome.
I've
If you ever get
caught
the
so
chance to, you
many.
should come up ice fishing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I get my G2 in January since it's like I'm 18, but it's been so backed up that I can't get it right now. So I have to
Nice.
wait till January. But once I get that, I'm going
So
fishing all the time.
you'll be able to drive on the 401 and stuff then, eh?
Yeah,
Nice.
finally. Anyways, it's been too long.
I've driven on that highway once and I never want to do it again.
Yeah, it's pretty busy.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
Mhm.
It's the same as Malahat on the Vancouver Island when I lived out there.
Oh yeah,
Like it was crazy. So
yeah. It's lots of accidents and everything.
hmm
Um, are you gonna fish any tournaments or anything coming up anytime soon? Or
no tournaments coming up soon that I want to fish in. I do want to do, like I said, I want to do another giveaway. I did a giveaway to a couple of those kids there last
yeah,
month, and appreciate pitching and lures and stuff like that. That was awesome. And
for sure. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do an ice fishing, like get a bunch. I want to link up with the bait shops here in town and see if they want to put on a derby for um, special needs, I guess you can say,
Oh yeah.
and do get something going along that line, as well as
Mm,
helping people that can't afford to go fishing and stuff like that. I think that would be a
yeah.
really good community involvement.
If
Um,
you need any help or anything, let me know because my brother has autism and stuff, and a bunch of like intellectual disabilities and everything.
yeah,
So
see,
it'd be
that's
cool
that's
to
kind of what I
do
want to
something
do,
like that.
and I want to be able to like my goal as a fisherman, and I want to be able to give information and help people out with what I'm using to what they need to be using type thing. Not necessarily copy me, um,
Exactly.
but
Just give them an
I want to
idea,
be able to
kind of
give
thing.
yeah I want to be able to give them information. Let them try to figure it out as best as they can. And if they have a, what were you fishing today, or how deep were they? Do you know how deep they were? Answer that type of question, right?
Yeah, because there's so many fishermen nowadays that are just like they won't tell you anything. Like I know I get it to a point, but it's like especially
Yeah.
kids and stuff. Like they're not going to go ruin your fishing spot or anything. They're just trying to have fun.
No, exactly. And I
So
mean,
yeah,
if I can get, if I can make it that people get to go out fishing and enjoy the outdoors instead of not necessarily being locked in your house per se, but you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to
yeah.
get the future generation of kids away from cell phones and
I was just gonna say it's
Xbox
all
and
about
PlayStation.
yeah, it's all about technology nowadays. Even with fish finders and everything now. It's crazy,
Yeah,
like some of the it's cool, but it's crazy some of the stuff that you can do on them now. Like all the
yeah,
live
like
scope
side
and side
imaging and stuff,
imaging.
live
And
scope.
they're coming out with like a
Yeah, that's
mega
insane.
live thing, I think it is, Hummingbird has, and like it's
What is that? Helix
crazy.
11, Helix 12, or something?
Yeah. And then
I
like it's
guarantee
just
those things are gonna go like at least to Helix 20, and they're gonna be, you know,
oh
four
yeah, for
four or
sure.
5 feet. Like have your
It's
boat and be
good to a
taken out
point
of the
because like
electronics.
yeah, now they're making all the trolling motors and stuff connect to them, so you can just like plan your route and go all the way around with them. But you don't like it would be nice to have, but you don't need it. It kind of takes it doesn't
No.
take the fun out of it, but it's just like less because if you can see a fish come up, like it's less like you don't get as excited to it kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like you know
I
what I
mean,
mean? It
it does.
feels like you do more without it.
I would recommend, if I would recommend buying a Helix 7, just
Okay. Yeah,
because you do have that.
I have a Garmin. It's only like a 5-inch one. I forget exactly what it's called. But I pretty much
Oh
like
yeah,
I don't even I just use it for depth and temperature and that kind of stuff. And then like obviously see structure and everything. But that's all you need really.
yeah,
Just something
exactly.
like that.
And I mean,
So you can see bottom and
in the wintertime, I want to buy a Helix 7 just so then I can have that and use it for ice
mhm.
fishing and summer fishing. But they're so
Yeah,
expensive, like $900. I
it's
can go buy
ridiculous.
a Vexilar for 400 bucks.
Mhm.
So like,
Everything now with the pandemic and stuff is ridiculous. Like even shipping and
yeah.
everything, like shipping the lures,
Well,
it's
look at
crazy.
all the lumber. Like the price of lumber when COVID hit
Yeah.
skyrocketed.
I
Like,
saw a post and it
wow.
was like whatever $10 from like way back when, and now it's well not way back when, but a couple years ago, and then now it's like $100 for the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah, I've
Like
seen
plywood.
I've seen a post on Facebook. A guy took a picture of a transport full of lumber, and he's like, "Well, somebody somewhere is a millionaire." I was like, "Well, isn't that the most accurate thing I've ever read?" Like,
Yeah. Same with gas prices and everything right now too. Like to fill up my boat, I think it's $1.70 for the high test now, $1.69 or
oh,
something like that. Yeah, it's insane.
yeah, it's $1.41 here, I think,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think
for
the mid
regular.
grade or the other one is like that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
the low
crazy.
grade is $1.41. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What was it last summer or the summer before that? It all went down to like 90 cents sometimes. 80 cents, 90
Uh,
cents. And
the lowest I ever remember gas being, now I'm going back to when I was a kid. It was 89.9 is the lowest I ever remember it being.
that'd be really good.
And the highest I've ever seen it was $1.44. And that was in my
Yeah,
hometown in Kenora. Like
it's
it was
just
not go
ridiculous. Yeah. There's
go to
no
fill
reason
up my
for it to
truck
be
and it's like
that.
200 bucks.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think my boat, because it just has like just a 14-foot aluminum, has like a 20-liter tank on it. I think it was like $32 or something to fill it
Holy shit.
for 20 liters. And I was like, well, got to do it to go
Crazy.
fishing. But
How did those pro staff sweaters turn out?
Oh, I'm wearing one right now. The white ones are a lot better. Like you can see it more. But
Oh
here,
yeah.
I'll wear it. There's that, and I don't know if I can really show you the back, but it's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. The logo's going to be bigger
Nice.
and stuff on the actual ones. This was just the prototype,
The
but
prototype.
they ended up, they're selling good.
Nice.
Especially,
Sold a
obviously,
bunch
the
of them
pro staff
already.
guys all wanted them. And then I was thinking of doing like, I told a bunch of people that you could get like Misfit lures down the sleeve instead of the pro staff thing.
Yeah.
So, and then like for yours and stuff, we can do your name. And
Yeah. Yeah. I
cool. My
ordered a
mom
photo,
does
I think.
that stuff.
Oh, that
She has
really?
like her own, yeah, she has her own shirt business, or I don't know what to call it, custom design thingy.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it works at like everything that we sell is made here pretty much. Well, everything, yeah.
So all the revenue is just coming back. Like it's not
Yeah.
going, distribution or anything like that, right? Like it's all
Well, we
coming
had,
back onto you guys.
yeah, I had my prices set like way too low for like wholesale and stuff for stores. And I ended up doing all the math and everything, and I was making like 20 cents ish a lure. But like for the amount that I was doing, it was taking a really long time to do them and stuff. Like I didn't care that much about my time. Like I wasn't doing anything else. But
Yeah.
like paying for shipping and if stuff messed up, like I just wasn't making enough to like, even if I had to refund someone, if like I messed up, like Whopper ploppers, I put like wire around the tail so it doesn't get in the what's it called, gear thingy in it that makes it spin. But sometimes if the wire's out too much and like I'm doing so many, I don't notice all the time. It ends up ripping the paint off when you take it off, and then the tail doesn't always spin. And it was just, so I just stopped selling them on my website until I figure out a different clear coat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's all
it's
trial
just,
and error too, right?
yeah, for sure.
And I
just want to
what
get
it comes
into,
down to.
yeah, I mean, there hasn't been too many like mess up. Like we've never had a complaint or anything. It's been just more like on my, like people don't see it obviously, but it's just like on my end, and then it costs more money to fix it all. So we lost a bunch of money, and then I ended up getting a part-time job to like help out kind of thing. Well, it's full-time now, but I ended up, it's just for extra money and stuff to keep her going.
Yeah, exactly.
My
Well,
parents would help out a little bit, but I felt bad
especially
kind
when
of
you're starting out too, right? So
yeah,
like
it's the
that's
worst.
the
I guess
hardest
it
part
takes a
starting
couple
out.
years usually
Mm-hmm. And I
to
mean,
actually
when
see
I was talking, well, I guess you were talking to Kaylee,
it.
and I guess you emailed her. Did she ever get back to you
Yeah.
about that? Like
I
fit?
don't think so. I didn't see anything.
Oh, okay.
She
Next time I go
replied to
down
the
there, I'll
one
bring it up
email and
again.
asked for prices and stuff, and then I gave them to her. Well, the old prices, anyways. I gave them to her, and then I just never heard anything after that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so it I mean, I can't wait until the new lures start, coming out.
Oh yeah, I got
I'm sure
lipless crankbaits. Like these are really good for walleye. Even pike sometimes put them on like a jig head. Soft plastics. Obviously they'll be in different colors. I just haven't made them all yet.
what else? 3.5?
Yeah, 3.5.
Nice.
And
Perfect size.
then I only have 2 of them, so they're probably gonna be like a limited edition thing. But I have these for muskie.
Oh yeah.
They're like they kind of look like a trout, but they're jointed, and then they come with a rubber tail that you stick on the end.
Nice.
So, but I think those will be. I might keep one for myself and just sell one kind of thing.
Yeah.
But,
See what you catch.
yeah, and then we have like like ice, like kind of like rip and wraps how Rapala does.
Yeah.
We're coming out with these.
Nice.
It's not painted yet or anything. It's just white, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, lots of new stuff.
So
I mean,
like
that's like I think that's my favorite part of it. I always get excited doing all the new stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I get excited just seeing the new post come out. It's like, right on, that looks cool. That would work.
Yeah. And then it's so cool when you catch a fish on it, like because I made it. Or seeing people catch fish on them, I'm always like it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely from your standpoint, especially being
Mhm.
like, making all these lures and then, sending them, say like Northwestern
Everywhere.
Ontario, like, Southern Ontario or wherever, and seeing what kind of
Some of
fish
them
those
are in
guys can pull.
Alberta. There was
Yeah,
like a
like seeing,
store, I think it was Confidence Fishing, and they were just starting out and they're doing like a subscription box thing and they got a bunch of stuff. And like
oh
even going
yeah.
on like the different websites and everything and just seeing my stuff on them is like it's crazy. There's a golf cart that has my
Yeah.
logo on it that some guy did and
Oh
just all that
really?
kind of stuff. Yeah. He bought a
That's awesome.
few when I first started. I was just posting them on like Facebook and everything, like the marketplace before I had my website, and they're
Yeah.
still on there. I they like he want. I think he got like 3 or 4 lures, and he asked if I had stickers. This was before I did them or anything, but I figured out how to do it. Even the stickers I make here.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
but
I still
so I
got
send
one
them.
more sticker to put
Yeah, I send him like I think it was two 5x7 ones, and then he put them on each side of his golf cart.
on. Nice.
Yeah. And then Get Fishing in Peterborough, Gord's the owner, he's such a nice guy. Out front of his store, like like along with all the other companies, like even like Mustad and the Perfect Jig, like all the big ones. And Lucky Bait Works too. It's just cool being in like
Yeah,
the
I've
same
seen
store
that.
as all the big guys, yeah. And then like I think I posted about it
Yeah.
when I delivered the
You had
lures
it
the
on
one time. But yeah, like, just having like my
on
logo
your
on stuff,
story.
like driving past. Yeah,
That was so cool
it's
seeing that. It's like,
and being a kid too, and like doing it all, it's just insane.
yeah.
I never thought when I
It
started it was going to be what it is now.
Sorry, I'm getting notifications on Instagram right now.
It's okay.
Everybody's this dude keeps tagging me in posts, and it's like, all right, like, you know, I,
I get a lot of
whatever.
those now. It's a
Yeah,
good thing for me
like
though,
what?
because it's advertising. But
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's what you got all us pro staff guys for, right? Like all the
yeah,
new lures coming out. Well, right on. Let's throw
for
that out
sure. Yeah,
there, even though they can see it on your
it's definitely
profile.
helped. And too, like I mean, the discounts are still like they're good, but they're like smaller right now. But I want to eventually get to like the point that I can sponsor people, like do stuff for free and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
hopefully, with the job, I can get that in there.
yeah. And
Like
I
down the
mean,
road,
more
it might be
advertising
like
means
a
more
year,
people,
but
right?
yeah, once it grows a little bit more,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean, like the lures that you're making, if I would rate them on a scale, you know, comparable to the bigger guys, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
on a roughly scale, so like a Berkeley crankbait to the walleye diver that you make, there's there's so, I can't even compare them because
they,
it's a deep diver. The walleye diver is a deep diver. It's a tail dancer with a deep diver, and you go to with like a Berkeley or something, and they got like the shad wraps or whatever, the
yeah,
crankbaits, and I can't find one that does the same thing as that walleye
mhm.
diver does. Like when it's in the water, it's going down, but it's shaking. Like that whole
Yeah,
back
which
end of
is
that thing
perfect,
is
especially on the
shaking.
way down, like a ledge or something, because it
Yeah,
starts right away.
and I mean,
Um,
I've used that several times. I thought the muskie was gonna smash that on the tournament.
I'm
Like
surprised it didn't.
out of out of anything I have, that's the biggest crankbait that I have, right? And
Yeah,
no, it smashed it on a spinner bait with you know, a leech on the back to it. So
that's so crazy. It's weird for
yeah,
muskies too, because usually they like the great big, like 6 inch, 7 inch, 8 inch, sometimes 15 inch things.
yeah, exactly. Like you wouldn't expect. I mean, I guess you couldn't. I shouldn't say that they only hit big lures, because I mean, lots of walleye anglers smash into big muskies. Like I was talking to one guy, and it was bigger than the bump board, and he was fishing walleye. Like,
Yeah, I guess if they're well, it'd probably be an easier snack for them if they think it like obviously if they think it's a fish and stuff. But
yeah,
if they're more finicky and stuff, I bet they'll go after smaller before they'll hit something
well,
that's
if
like
they're
14 inches big.
yeah, I guess if they're hungry enough, they'd hit anything, right?
Yeah,
That's why I
which
want to see
is
what kind of northerns you pull in with that bait that you got back there, that jointed one. I want to see how
mhm.
big of a northern you pull in with that.
I bet you like it's even like little freaking 10 inches smash like big baits. It's crazy like for pike.
Yeah.
I've
I
caught
was
like
out on
little
a
tiny lures that are bigger than them.
yeah, like I was out fishing. What's today? Thursday. When did I go fishing? Tuesday. I went out Tuesday with one of my neighbors down the street to a back lake, and his wife was just catching monster pike, like
Yeah,
probably 8, 10, 12 pound pike, and
that's
she was just
crazy. There's
jigging.
a lot of big ones in
That's
the
all.
marinas around me,
Yeah, like
anyways. Like,
there's some monsters here too. Like um down my house kind of faces this way, so I'm leaning up
mhm.
against the neighbor's garage right now, just because I have
Okay,
my gazebo set up in here, and
yeah,
so when you go like the lake is only about 5 minutes away from me, which is Wabagoon Lake. Um, and apparently from what I hear, there's big muskie in Wabagoon too.
yeah.
So I mean, it's only 10-minute walk, but I'd have to cast offshore somewhere because I don't have a boat at the moment, right?
Mhm.
So it'd be pretty interesting if I caught a muskie on shore. I wouldn't know what to do. Like in that
Yeah,
walleye tournament, it just broke the neck. So
yeah. The
I
big
mean, it would
net
be
that I won in the tournament is more for, well, it's for salmon too, but it's like you could use it for muskie. It's huge. I could fit
yeah,
inside
it's
it pretty
probably a
much.
huge wide open one,
Yeah,
one of those great big
and then
ones.
the
Yeah,
handle all adjusts so you can because you're in the charter boats, right? And it's like Lake Ontario, so it's super wavy and everything. So you don't really want to stand on the
yeah,
side, so you can sit back and just extend it, kind of thing.
yeah.
But yeah, I like salmon fishing more in a boat than because you don't like in the creeks. It's just all the people and it's not bad,
Mhm.
but you get a lot of them that are just they'll come right beside you, kind of thing, and start casting.
Casting
Especially
right in
trout
at you.
opener, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I bet.
This year wasn't like with COVID, it got a lot busier the past 2 years, but this year everyone stayed like with COVID and everything, they stayed more spread out kind of thing. Like I feel like they cared more,
Yeah,
which was great because you had room, but
arm
still. I think I
arm
had one
lengths
guy
away,
beside
man.
me. Yeah. I had one guy beside me, but he stayed like way down and he let me have the pool to myself. So
Oh
he
yeah,
was a super nice guy. And I came back the next day and him and his kids were there. And he's like, "Do you want us to move?" And blah blah blah. I was like, "No, it's okay. Like I got here after you. You can stay."
yeah. You were already here, bud. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you have kids. Like,
You want a really, if you want a really good pair of polarized glasses, I'd recommend getting the Calcuttas.
okay.
They're super polarized.
I use
Like,
Streamside ones right now. They're pretty good too,
oh
but
yeah, I bought these at
I
the
was
local
thinking of
weed
coming out with
shop here.
Misfit Lure ones.
Well, if you do that, sign me up because I'll take a pair.
For sure. What was I gonna say? That's what I want to talk about. I want to get into doing rods and everything too.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I don't like I'm starting to know how and everything. It's just a lot to get into.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Once I get all the stuff,
There's
it won't be bad, but
there's tons of competition with rods. Like
yeah.
you know, sure. I think there would be movement. You'd be able to compete with making. I mean, Get Fishing does their own rods.
Hmm.
I think because I know I was talking to him um, a couple months back about
Oh yeah.
potentially building me a Hux Outdoors rod. just
Mm.
one custom rod, a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I wanted a colored handle, a split handle, whole bunch of different stuff, and he came back on a price for me, and it was pretty neat that he actually does
Yeah.
his own rods.
It's so yeah. I was actually
Sorry.
today when I dropped off lures to him. I was in like the back of his shop and he showed me because I told him I wanted to start getting into rods and he showed me like the I don't know what it's called, but the spinner thing and it's pretty neat.
Nice. Yeah, sorry, I was just
Yeah.
reading what your buddy was saying here. We got nothing when we went last. LOL,
Oh
saw
yeah.
lots though.
He we went for trout, but he came up like just past opener and like usually a few days after opener, they're all back in the lake because we had rain the day before too.
Yeah.
So they like to head out of there pretty fast. And we saw like a few, but nothing crazy.
Oh yeah.
But it is what it is. It's still fun. It's relaxing.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting to make your own rod. I think that would be really hard because you'd have to come up with all the fiberglass and the
Oh yeah.
or
And then you have
whatever
to go
material
through
you
like different blanks and stuff and really expensive to
Yeah.
try and make like something that you can produce. And then you got to produce it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the hard part, and then you got to sell it, right?
Yeah. And then I'd want to do it like obviously I want to do it like here because that's what I've done everything else with. But I don't know. I might just
Yeah.
maybe I'll get gourd or something to make a bunch and just do like a wholesale thing
collaboration
or
with
something. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess we could put his logo up on it too.
Yeah, do like a collab and then have like a Misfit Lures logo and then Get Fishing Lures, like Get Fishing
Yeah,
logo, and then like you can the options are endless basically. Like there's so
for
much
sure.
you can do, right? I was
Well,
even
pretty much
thinking of doing
you
like
can make anything now.
yeah, and I mean I was thinking about doing a couple t-shirts, like a Hux Outdoors type thing
Hmm.
that I like to have with me, right? And
Yeah.
just see how
Well,
that kind of goes.
yeah. Come out with if you know like kind of what you want to look like or what it to look like message me about it and stuff. And I'm sure my mom can do it.
Yeah, for sure. I would
She does
definitely
all
do
the.
that. And then I think it's gonna be like a sun shirt is what I want to do. Like the ones with the hoods. But
Mhm.
I want to do like a built-in gainer.
Oh yeah,
Like
that'd be a good idea.
like my Temple Bay shirt has, like my white Temple Bay shirt.
Mhm.
It's a sun shirt and it's got a hood and a gainer in it and a pocket on the side, which is really cool. I mean,
Mhm.
because then you don't have to carry as much stuff, right? Plus you have that added pocket. Plus I guess, whatever pants you're wearing or shorts you're wearing, you'll have pockets. But
Yeah, exactly.
to me, it's easier to just, kind of like a hoodie, right?
Mhm. Oh yeah, it's so easy having to just
Yeah,
throw anything
you
in.
can throw everything in your pouch.
And then you don't really feel it like in your pants too.
Yeah, exactly. Like the amount of times I put my keys in my pouch on a hoodie instead of in my pocket
Yeah.
is
Well, then they're poking
non-comparable.
you and stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, do I have any more questions? Um, what do you enjoy the most about fishing? Like just the relaxing part or being out there?
I enjoy exploring, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many lakes around where I'm situated right now. Like
Okay.
there's, I could go north and hit, 1,000 different lakes. I can go south and hit, you know, all the way down to Fort Francis Rainy River into Minnesota,
Mhm.
down that way. Um, or I can go, east towards the Great Lakes, like Thunder Bay is on Lake Superior. I can go to Nipigon. It's all within like, a few hour drive, right?
Yeah.
But mainly when I go fishing, like I said, I use that fish online app. I find a lake, not so far away per se, but
Mhm.
I enjoy the quietness and like the relaxation of being out on the water, out on the ice, you
Yeah.
know, be it 30 above or 40 below. There's not many people out on the ice or out on the water, right? So I
Exactly.
like going at those
Clears your
times.
head too.
It does. It gives you time to think, and if you're into fishing, if I could give one advice to somebody that is opposed to fishing just because they don't know how to do it, I would get out. I would say go to your local Walmart, Canadian Tire, um, whichever sports shops you have nearby or whatever.
Mhm.
Buy the cheapest rod possible. Buy the combo kit, like the panfish kit or whatever you can get
Yeah.
by Rapala or by Berkeley or somebody. Buy that. Go out. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on lures if
No.
if you're
What
just
you need
starting
is a
out.
worm and a hook, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
what I started with when I was a kid, just a bobber.
well, that's what I started with too. And I mean, now I had over 7 rods at one point, downsized to my specific two that I always use. I have to do that
Mhm.
with my ice rods, but that's a different day's topic.
For sure.
And but yeah, if I can give one advice to somebody, that's just starting out, just go buy a rod and give it a try. Like, you never know what you're gonna catch. You might catch a perch, you might get lucky and catch a muskie. Like, you know,
Exactly.
it
My
it
I
it
take
all
my mom a
varies.
few I took my mom a few times, and I took her salmon fishing, and just because they like in the creek, it's like a small little bit of water kind of thing, and she hooked up with one. It was jumping all like just seeing her face was like it made you so happy kind of thing.
Yeah, like eyes wide, right? Like
Yeah,
super
just
excited.
like yeah, mouth
Yeah.
open. As soon as it jumps and everything, that's the best. Even with like smallmouth are really good for that.
Yeah, I took my daughter and my wife out on Eagle Lake one
Mhm.
time, and like my daughter was more concerned about the minnows swimming around in the live well than she was the
Yeah.
fish. Like I caught a fish, I brought it up, and she's trying to stick her finger in its mouth. No, 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 no. Don't be doing that. Like this. Well, she'll be 2 on Saturday, so she doesn't really know. But every
Oh,
time I bring fish home and fillet fish, like she's right there,
yeah.
grab the bag, or she'll poke the fish and see if it's still alive. It was actually really funny. Last time I went fishing, not before Tuesday, I went fishing, came home with my limit, so 4 walleye. I had them on the counter, and Scarlett was standing up beside it, and she poked one, and it like flipped its tail, and she got so scared of it, didn't know what
Oh,
was doing. She just started yelling no. I thought it was
mm.
the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like
Yeah, it's so cute
it
with
was
kids
it
and
was
stuff.
awesome.
Like
And then
we're
yeah, same as
adopting my cousin, and
oh, okay,
he's about to turn 1 this month or in August, sorry. But
nice.
when I caught that bass and stuff, he started petting it and trying to reach down its mouth. It was so my mom recorded a video of it. It was so cute.
That's awesome. Yeah, bass won't hurt you. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know how they would be with kids' skin or anything, but with
yeah, I'm
us, like
sure
they
they're
just
fine.
rip our thumbs apart, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a almost like Velcro.
Yeah, it's
It's just
just
kind of
that
like
rough
rough.
end of the Velcro. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean,
but
back to back to me giving away rods. I'm gonna do another giveaway. It's gonna be a complete combo of an ice fishing rod, and I might I
okay,
might throw in some jigs or do something along that line. But that won't be until I want to say around December, just so then I
that'll be
can
great.
get
Yeah,
get some gear
see what you want to
together.
use.
Yeah, see what I can get rid of. Like I got a bunch of ugly stick ice fishing rods,
Mhm.
and I have 3 go-to rods, whether I'm fishing, lake trout, walleye, whatever, right? Like they're all medium action rods. So I'd like to get rid of, to somebody like I did last time, those kids that needed rods. I'd like to
Yeah,
do something similar along that line again
that's
and be able to
great.
give out give out rods to help somebody start fishing, right?
Mhm. Well, the more people, like especially kids and stuff, like I know for me, like I used to, my dad works a lot and stuff, but I used to like beg him to go out. Like I didn't understand it when I was a kid, obviously, but
Yeah.
he'd get up at like 5 or whatever, get home at like 4 kind of thing because he goes to Toronto for work, and
Oh yeah.
like on the weekends and stuff we'd go sometimes. But I remember like any time that we had a chance to go and we would go, it was just it. I don't know. it was just like a feeling that you got being a kid. Like I still
Well, it's a
remember it now.
bonding experience, right?
Yeah,
It's that
it's
it's that
it's
bonding
sweet.
experience, and that's the one thing that I try to do, but I work nights all the time, right? So
Hmm.
I'm not home at nighttime to put my kid to bed. So being as I'm laid off right now, it's awesome. I get to put my kid to bed
Yeah,
every night.
exactly.
Like see her ripping around. Keep her up till 11 o'clock if I want to, right? So
More time for fishing.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I actually had a conversation with my buddy there today. He works at the same place that I work, but he's a driver, and
Mhm.
he said uh, he said if he gets laid off, I was like, we're going fishing every day. And the wife actually chimed in and she said, well, you can't go Wednesdays or Saturdays, but any other day is fine.
Yeah, wives like to
So
do
I got
that, but
so I got a good laugh out of that. It was really funny.
yeah. Does your wife like fishing?
She does, but she can't come out with me all the time, right? Because we have our daughter, so she
Yeah,
can't really enjoy it. Like I'm driving the boat and my daughter's running towards me and like, Bryn grabs her, like picks her up or whatever, right? And she wants to come sit with
yeah,
me.
it's hard.
And it's just it's she's not at that age yet where she can just sit still. It's always
Mhm.
go, 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 go.
Yeah, Carter's getting like that now. He just started walking and he's just back and forth from the couches.
Wait till they start running.
Yeah, I bet. That toddler age
Yes, then it gets fun.
from like 2 to 4 or whatever it is, they're little monkeys.
Yeah. Well, Scarlett will be 2 on Saturday, so terrible twos are coming.
Yeah. It's so cool though seeing them grow up and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I have any more questions. Um, where do you see yourself in the fishing industry in like the next few years? Like, do you want to do like something as a job, like with fishing, or
Where
you
I
just
see
want to keep doing
myself in
the
the next
Instagram thing, YouTube?
well, I'm like I'm repping back 40 gear, which is a buddy of mine's company here in northwestern Ontario. Um,
Okay.
and I kind of want to be able to, take people guiding, but I want to do a back lake thing. Like I
Yeah,
want to do
that'd be cool.
backcountry fishing is what I want to do. I was thinking, I was talking to the wife there tonight about joining the National Walleye Tour down in the States,
Mhm.
and that would be a really cool feat too. I mean, I'd probably have no chance against all the pros or anything, but
But you never
I
know.
mean,
Get that one lucky fish.
oh yeah, exactly. I mean, if they called it, it wouldn't be called fishing if all you were doing were catching hogs, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Um, even that walleye tournament that I went into here in Ontario, um, even then, like it was anybody's game. We were just weren't in the right spot at the right time. I mean, if it was for
Mhm.
muskie, great, I would have a chance, right? But no walleye that weekend. So,
It must have
but
felt better though in a way too, catching a muskie instead of a walleye. I mean, obviously you were in
well,
a
I caught a
tournament, so you
fish.
wanted to catch them, but muskie are pretty cool.
I caught a fish. That's all that matters, right? So
Exactly.
I didn't
It's
I didn't spend $400 to get skunked. I caught one fish, whatever. It was a dream fish.
pretty good
So
fish.
I mean, I've never caught one in my life. It was a great
Makes
time
it
to
even
catch
better,
one.
yeah.
The water temperatures were cold, so it wasn't because I know most people, when the water temperatures get really warm, they don't let them fight or anything. They just drag them in, right? Like they're
Yeah.
using 100-pound braid or whatever they're using. And then there's
Mhm.
me in a little 14-foot tin boat, out on this big body of water, 40-inch
Using
muskie. I was
walleyes.
like, I remember what my buddy told me, and he said, don't fight it. Because that'll stress the fish out. Bring them in. So I tightened up my drag on my rod, and I I put all my faith into my 15-pound braid that I had on that rod, and
It ended up
brought her
working.
in. And so I mean, it was a 40-inch muskie that I caught, and it was a nice fish. Put her back and she swam away. So I mean, the water temperatures were cold, but right now
Yeah, for
I don't know
sure.
what the
Yeah, I
water
guess
temperatures
muskies are
are
weird
now.
like that. Like they build up lactic acid or something.
Yeah, and they bleed out of their fins, which is really weird because
Mhm.
I was looking I was looking at pictures and redfin, say a striped or a spotted muskie, if it's too stressed out, and I didn't know this, it'll actually bleed out of its fins. My buddy that fishes muskie all the time told me that.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
I
it was
didn't know
really
that either.
yeah, it's really weird. I don't understand it, but like I said, I don't fish muskie. I fish mainly
Mhm.
walleye, or I'll go toss a lure around for some northern pike or bass or something. But I'm mainly a
Yeah.
walleye fisherman or a trout fisherman, right? So
Mhm. Yeah, to be honest, I like anything. Like a fish is a fish. I mean, sunfish and stuff are
yeah,
annoying unless you're trying to get them. Besides that, I'm good with whatever.
yeah. The one fish that I don't like fishing for is ling.
I don't even know what
Like
that is.
I'll find a picture tonight and I'll send it to you on Instagram. It
Okay.
looks like an eel, but it's a fish. Like it has
Okay.
an eel tail. Like when you catch, I caught them out ice fishing lots on trout lakes, and the one I caught a couple of years ago now, I picked it up and it was just a little guy, probably 16, 17 inches long, but its tail was
Mhm.
wrapping around my arm. It was the weirdest feeling.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
yeah, I
so weird.
bet. Do they have teeth and stuff?
You can keep them. I mean, they call it poor man's lobster
Okay.
because I guess you boil it or something. I don't know. I tried cooking one years ago in my dad's ice shack and it just stunk. Like we wrapped it in tin foil, put it on top of the stove, tried to bake it, and it didn't work.
Oh, so as long as you try.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can only try, right? So,
Yeah, you gotta try new things.
yeah.
Um, you got any like fishing stories or anything?
Not that I can find out. Maybe tomorrow for you, though.
Okay. Um, it was my best friend's name is actually Braden too. And I
Oh,
took
yeah.
him, he couldn't, like, we went salmon fishing a couple times and he couldn't catch anything for the first
Yeah.
couple weeks. So he's getting kind of like mad about it. And he's just like, that was when he was first getting into it. So he was like, oh, I'm not never fishing again, blah, 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 kind of thing. And then I wasn't catching anything either right away, but then I like figured out I need to like make my leader longer and all that kind of stuff. So I started catching them all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. So I let him use my rod, and then he ended up hooking up with one like the following week or something. And it like took way, like it was huge. It took off way down river. And then we were bringing it in, and then it ended up wrapping itself around a stick. So
Nice.
it like, because you're only using like 6 pound, well, for salmon, I guess I use 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, but they're like 20, 30, 40 pounds sometimes. And it broke off, and I ended up, it was tired and everything, so it was a lot easier, but I ended up booking it down the river and I jumped on it. So he would like get a picture with it kind of thing. And then I brought it back over to him. That was like the craziest thing that I like,
That's
I guess,
funny.
story anyway. Yeah. But he was pretty
That's
happy that he
funny.
got his fish.
Give me 1 sec here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, let us know how you like the podcast thing and everything. We're gonna get each member of our pro staff team on here as much as we can. Hopefully, I'm guessing it's gonna be weekly, maybe a little more than weekly. We'll talk fishing tips, whatever. We'll do like different series too. This is gonna be the pro staff series, but we'll talk like fishing tips, how to fish, different species, different things that are going on in the industry, just pretty much everything. Do a little more content for the YouTube channel and I think Facebook. I'm not sure. I don't know how it all works yet, so I'll have to see if it goes to Facebook. But if not, I'll just post a link, kind of thing. But it's been going pretty good. Lures are good. We have. Oh, I want to show you guys this. I'll show Harley too once he comes back. But We have baby onesies now. And then we're working on designing hats and more clothes and like different sweater ideas and everything. But I think that'll be pretty cool. What else do we got? Oh, another thing. I don't know if I told you guys this. We have shag wrap looking things. So we're gonna paint a few of these up and post them on the website as soon as we get a chance. And that's probably about it. We'll see once Harley comes back what he wants to do. And I really got to go to the washroom, so I'm probably gonna end up going to the washroom. But we'll see if he has anything else to say, and then we'll probably cut this episode. But hopefully next week we'll do another one. See who we're gonna have next. Obviously one of our other pro staff guys, but maybe we'll do like 2 or 3 episodes each week, and then just kind of do it that way. Different things, kind of thing. You're back.
Hey, sorry, I had to run inside.
Oh, it's all good. I was just telling them we came out. Well, we made this a couple days ago, but I totally forgot about it. Baby onesies.
Nice.
Carter's
awesome.
too big for it now, but we can get different sizes. That was just like the only one that we had.
The prototype.
Well, I think I'm gonna end this one off because I go to the washroom and stuff. But
Yeah,
if
for sure.
I was thinking of doing like some for like other, like obviously I'm gonna do like the pro staff series thing and like interview each one of them. But I was thinking of doing like, if I can and have time and everything, do like different ones like each week kind of thing, like do different series sort of thing. So we do one like on tips and
Yep.
stuff. So we could have you back on one for one of those too. And just talking like about fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know ahead of time, and let me know a date, and we can go ahead and do it for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on today. I know it was late notice, but I was sitting in bed. And I was like, might as well do something. Oh, that might have been loud.
Yeah, I got a text too. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
I'm glad I was able to come on. I hope the information that I was able to share today,
it was great.
help somebody down the line, and I mean, I hope it wasn't too much, yapping, but as people say.
Oh no, that's what podcasts are all about.
And I mean,
so you can. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
You can check out our baits at www.misfitlures.com, and you can use Harley's code PROSF10 to get 10% off on any of them.
Yeah, and if you guys have any any questions at all, hit me up at Hucks Outdoors on Instagram, or my personal Facebook, Harley Read, and hope to see you guys out on the water. And if you guys have any questions, like I said, don't be afraid to hit up Braden or myself or any one of our pro staff guys. And
we'll be here to answer.
We'd be glad to answer any questions that we can.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty, well, thanks, Harley.
No problem,
and,
man. Thanks for
we'll
having
see
me.
you next time. No worries.
Yeah, for sure. Take care.
Alrighty, so that's gonna be the end of this one. But yeah, like I said, we'll do different things each week, and then weekly we'll do like the same kind of series sort of thing. But we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.